with all due respect to the Trae Youngs and the Luka Doncic's and all of these guys, the face of the NBA is a Nigerian Greek guy, and it's Giannis, and that's period, and that's it. He is the new face. I think LeBron can finally, you can still be LeBron, but I think that baton has now officially been passed.
And I think
saying he's the best player in the league, but I feel like that's your face.
I'm ready to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Giannis is the best player in the league now.
I think it's not just Giannis's league, it's Giannis's world. This idea of joy permeating your work and being a part of your process, I think is a life philosophy that will be adopted by people over the next 10 years moving forward. We're so caught in the rat race, caught in the grind, hustle hard, Mamba mentality, 24/7, locked in, so focused. But you miss out on life in a lot of ways.
Got to smell the roses, man.
You got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You got to celebrate it with family, with teammates, with collaborators. I could come in here and do this show by myself. It wouldn't be half as good as doing it with you guys. And Giannis understands that in this conversation around super teams and he did it by himself, didn't do it with another star. He's above all that. And he's doing it with joy. And it didn't feel like he said, I proved everyone wrong last night. See, I told you so. There was no told you so in his demeanor last night.
No, and I think about that too, when you mentioned just doing it with joy and with a smile on his face. The NBA title favorites, according to Vegas, all season were the Brooklyn Nets. And I think about when the most unhappy superstars, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, get labeled as these unhappy superstars who never seem to have any joy, and they're always kind of sullen. Post-game press conferences, if they even talk to the press, they're not smiling and they're not having fun. How would Brooklyn have celebrated had they somehow won the championship this year? Do you think they would have had as much fun or looked as joyful as Milwaukee did last night? Maybe not.
They are in Brooklyn though, kid. It would have been turned up.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have been turned up.
James Harden on the fun meter.
No, and I'm not saying that wouldn't have been a good time. Right. They probably would have they would have put many young people through college with the celebrations they would have had last night. But I'm saying,
you said put through college.
The joy that they had, Milwaukee, the smiles on all their faces. It seemed like they genuinely love each other as teammates and as men, as friends. Because I just don't see that from a lot of other teams.
You've been through something and you've done it with the people that have also gone through that with you. Your brother, your sister, your family, your teammate, your coworker. You face adversity. You overcome health issues. You overcome anxiety, all these things. And then you get to experience it. It's worth it. It's so much better.
Yeah, Giannis's brother, has COVID. He's in quarantine, not with the team. And all Giannis wanted to do was go party with him and hug him and celebrate this amazing moment and achievement. I don't know how many other teams, would have behaved that way.
And I wonder if I'm Damian Lillard this morning and I'm sitting across the world in Tokyo getting ready for the Olympics, and there's all this talk about my future in Portland, who I should team up with, go down to the Lakers, go home to the Bay, play with Steph and Clay. Do you think he sits there today and says, man, that's what it's like when you grind it out. That's pretty cool. I want to do that. Let's do that here. Because why can't he do that there? Why, if Milwaukee can get it done with a number 15 draft pick with no top 10 picks on their roster, no lottery guy, no number 5 guys, no touted guys, bunch of cast-offs, guys on second teams, third teams, Drew Holiday's third team, Lopez's third team.
Mid-season coming into the team.
And think about how many
PJ
times.
Tucker.
I've done it. How many times did we fire Coach Bud in the press?
Oh, man.
He doesn't win the series, he's fired.
Every game they lose. It was
he's terrible, get him out of here.
People believed in you, to do it with the people that sacrificed with you, that overcame stuff. It's worth it in life.
So but I do have a quick question. I pointed out earlier that I thought that Giannis was the face of the league now, and you agreed, Ben, right?
Absolutely.
Chris, how do you feel?
Face of the league now? Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Giannis doesn't have the number 1 movie in America right now.
He turned it down. He's above it. He's got his own movie coming with the mouse. He's in partnership with the league, Disney, ESPN. Giannis movie's going to be coming, ESPN Plus, the doc.
But he's not going to be
go time.
But he's not going to be starring in the movie.
No,
I'm just
it's
saying,
even
like,
more killer. It's about him.
I don't know if he's the face of the league. I do think he's the best player in the league now. He took that
We
last
talk
night.
about how the game's gone global. We talk about how the MVPs 3 out of the last 4 seasons have been from overseas. We talk about how Luka is a young star leading that next generation. The game is international, and Giannis represents that at the highest level. We've seen international players win before in our lifetime. We think of Dirk and Hakeem Olajuwon, but to do it the way he did it, at the time in his career when he did it, it's go time.
But I'm wondering if he wants it. Giannis didn't seem like the guy who maybe wants it. I'd be really curious to see what this offseason looks like. Does he go on a world tour and suddenly Giannis is everywhere? Is he life-size billboards in every big Nike city in the world?
Absolutely. I think he is, but I don't
Do you think
it-
he's going to do that?
But I don't think it comes from a place of ego. I think it comes from a place of wanting to just dominate the game of basketball, and his talents will get him those billboards. It's not going to be backdoor business dealings and relationships and playing the Hollywood game.
I hope not.
You know, I don't see him sitting down the street at Avra holding court with some of TJ's buddies, you know, making movie deals and going clubbing. So here's what he had to say, actually, after the game, and his post-game was just as inspiring as his actual game. Here's what Giannis had to say about being a role model and the responsibility he takes on.
This should make every person, every kid, anybody around the world to like believe in the dreams, you know, and no matter like whatever you feel, when you feel down, when things don't look like it's gonna happen for you, or you might not make it in your career, it might be basketball, it might be anything. Just believe in what you're doing, keep working. You know, don't let nobody tell you what you can be or what you cannot do. You know, people told me I can't make free throws. I made my free throws tonight, and I'm a freaking champion. I made them and I'm supposed to make them. You know, but I'm joking. Actually, I'm not. But yeah, just believe, man. Just I hope I give people around the world, from Africa, from Europe, give them hope. You know that it can be done. It can be done.
How is that not the face of the league? I give people from Africa, from Europe,
That's
hope.
it, man.
It can be done. That's something to celebrate. That's something to honor. He didn't have a promotional phrase across his chest that he was marketing or selling. He was honoring the Bucks broadcaster who retired after 35 years, Jim Paskey.
That's awesome.
So he's out there showing love to others in a moment that's all about him, and that's that humility in full display. If the league can't celebrate that, if we as basketball fans can't get behind that, well, what are we doing here?
What's the point?
What are we doing here?
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.